kwa wale ambao wanafikiria ya kwamba kazi yao ni kwenda kukula jasho ya wengine, na tumewaona, na wakumbusha ya kwamba siku za mwizi ni 40 na zinakaribia.
Issues of security, we are not going to negotiate as government with criminals.
This was the spirit after President Kenyatta and his deputy campaigned and took office. And even though the resolve was firm, the execution of it has been less than impressive. Having inherited an ill-equipped and inefficient police service, the Kenyatta administration faced a hurdle of picking up the reform process, clouded in misunderstanding. Insecurity has, however, been rampant from the city center to frontier towns in Garissa, Wajir and Mandera. Terror gangs did also not spare the residents of Bungoma and Busia counties, killing tens of people and maiming more. The Jubilee administration has displayed a business-as-usual way of dealing with the problem, the usual fact-finding missions that have ended up with very short-term solutions.
Kuna watu wengine wanajidanganya eti hawezi kupigwa risasi na polisi kwa sababu sheria inasema ya kwamba ati wasifanye kazi hiyo. Polisi hawajapatiwa silaha ili watangatange naye.
Despite the formation of the National Police Service Commission and the appointment of the Inspector General, all of whom should oversee reforms in the police service, there has been little progress with continuous squabbles over power between Kavuludi and Kimaio.
Kimaio, I think is a dinosaur whose time ended a very long time ago. Yeah, it was even a mistake recruiting Kimaio to be the Inspector General of the police.
3 months into the life of the Jubilee government, the process of devolution has been dogged with confusion. A list of functions that ought to be devolved is yet to be gazetted, despite county governments having drawn and passed their budgets.
And we are all concerned about the serious affront to the process of devolution shown by the executive.
Experts warn that though counties are continuing to assert themselves, devolution will only work when there is dialogue between players involved.
On course. Messy, it's untidy, it's not as it was planned, but then it's uniquely Kenyan.
The Kenyatta government also finds itself in an awkward situation, with the public sector wage demands likely to spiral out of control. Teachers and nurses have all been out on strike over pay demands for already concluded agreements that will cost the government billions to meet. Teachers who have been on strike for over 3 weeks now have not yet secured 47 billion shillings they say was agreed upon in 1997 to pay off their house, commuter and medical allowances. The Jubilee administration may have succeeded in breaking the teachers' strike, but it may be more like sweeping dirt under the rug.
There was no 17 billion as was flashed out or indicated at some time.
We are happy that as we end this war, we have completely rescued commuter allowance. The other component, we will continue fighting because this is not the end of the fight.
There is another dilemma for the Jubilee government, as the Federation of Public Servants Trade Unions has threatened to launch unprecedented industrial action if the government fails to pay up on agreements concluded in other sectors.
The Jubilee government might have ended the first 100 days, happy with the end of the teacher strike, but in the coming days, successful implementation of devolution and insecurity will still pose a constant challenge. Lordrick Mayabi, JSO at 7.